Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy. You already know what time it is, and you already know who it is. It's your boy Hunter J23 coming to you live with another edition of the Independent Scene, episode 77. That's right, I said it, episode 77. First of all, let me just say thank you to every single person that has been showing me outstanding love, has been, giving me advice, giving me tips, giving me ideas and suggestions. It means everything to me. I appreciate each of you. The show has been going extremely well. To those of you that have seen the show, that have caught the show, I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. It means everything. And I hope you guys have been learning. I hope you guys have been, taking notes and things of that nature. Today is going to be a real dope show because today I got in the house one of the OGs of hip hop, one of the guys that knows pretty much everything there is to know about hip hop in this game. He is going to come through. He goes by Mr.CarolinaHipHop. For those of you that know him, he's going to come in. He's going to talk to us. He's going to drop gems. He's going to, he's going to give us some wisdom and some knowledge. And with that being said, he is in the building. So, ladies and gentlemen, episode number 77, guest number 77 at this time is none other than my guest. He is my friend, my dear brother, the one and only Mr. Carolina Hip Hop. Let's talk to him, y'all. What's going on, Jesus? What's good? Let's get it.
Yo,
Yo, my man. What's going on?
Salute.
Salute to you, my guy. What's going on with you, man?
Hey, man, just trying to maintain these trying times, my brother, these trying times. First, let me give a shout out to the nation of gods and earths. Peace to all my gods and earths. You know what I mean? My
Already.
team. Y'all go support us at ghustlewear.com. Grind hard, sleep blessed. My FFO team. You know what I mean? Family First Organization. And Green Sheet, baby. We got the dope CBD pens. Now let's get to it, Honcho. What's good?
Already, what's good, man? I appreciate you. Coming in strong and putting that out there. Appreciate you. How's everything been going?
Hey, man, look, I just been making power moves, man. So like when things go back to somewhat normal, like it ain't gonna never go back normal. But when it goes back to what it is, man, I'm gonna be back at the Arcade of Thrones. Shout out to my Arcade of Thrones fam. You know what I'm saying? Jay Blizzy, the lab got kicks. Yo, we were just with this artist Moni Michi and Tanner at the video shoot. It was lit at the Arcade of Thrones, man. NC stand up. You know
right,
what I mean?
Already. You know what's crazy because NC has truly been doing his thing, and I'm just so proud of everybody that's doing their thing and grinding hard and going out here and putting the pedal to the metal. So it's definitely a sight to see. You know what I mean?
Shout out to you, Honcho. You know what I'm saying? I remember when you first was gonna start this thing. When you came to me and you were like, "Yo, Mr. Carolina Hip Hop, I want to start this show with the independent scene and kind of putting it out there for our artists or whatever." And I was like, "Yo, go do it. You got my support 100% because that's what Mr. Carolina Hip Hop is about." For y'all that don't know me, I am for the culture. I am for Carolina Hip Hop. You know what I mean? And I've been here since day one. Day one. You know what I mean? Me and my team, Yak Fu Front. And if you don't know, for you younger people, go Google them. Yak Fu Front was one of the first hip hop groups, the first hip hop group to ever get signed and paved the way for everybody else after that. You know what I'm saying? And I was happy to be a part of that time and a part of that, and that's what birthed me.
Already. Well, I said again, definitely kudos to you, and like I've told you many times, I am truly honored to have you on this platform, man, because I've seen what you do. I've seen your work. I've seen everything that you put out for the artists, and I am truly motivated by it, and then I'm inspired by it. And I definitely
thank you, brother.
And I definitely can't wait to continue to work with you more and more, and see what we can, and definitely build a legacy, build an empire, as they say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts. That's what we're gonna do, man. Listen, I'm part of the nation of gods and earths, man. And for y'all don't know that, Google that, check that out. You know what I mean? And our whole motto is each one teach one. So if I inspired you, now it's time for you to go inspire somebody else, man, to each one to teach one to somebody else and inspire them to keep doing this and keep this going on and until Carolina gets into its rightful place as the place. You know what I'm saying? This is the Middle East, man. Like, we are the epitome of this hip hop game. You know what I mean? And we're like the most known unknown.
Right.
I mean,
Facts. That's
like
facts.
everybody knows about us, but we ain't even touched the surface yet with J. Cole, The Baby, Rhapsody, take it back to Super, you know, go back in history to Chinese Eyes with Entice, you know what I'm saying? Ski Beats and Now City down in Greensboro. Like, yo, we're doing our thing for a minute. We just ain't, you know, got our just do. You did?
Right. And you know, and it's so amazing, man, because you know when you call out names like that, those are true to be legendary icons in the business, and I truly, you know, am honored to be in an era where I'm able to witness all of this play out in front of me and be able to see the versatility and the transition that's going on between these artists and how they perfect their music and their craft, and it's just so mind-blowing, you know what I mean?
For sure. Listen, from the 252 to the 336 to
already
the 4 to the 919.
919, baby.
It's really, you know, doing a thing. And like, shout out to the 252, because like the 252 has really come a long way and making real noise. You know what I'm saying? El Jefe, 3 times El Jefe. You know what I mean? Too Real.
Real in the building.
I mean, it's a bunch of artists. Crown Chaz. If I forget your name.
Oh, yeah.
It's so many of y'all, you know what I mean? And they all used to come out to the open mic. Shout out to my man DJ Dessert 92 Choices own, you know what I mean? Glow Entertainment. He has an album out now right now called King of My Sound. Y'all need to be checking it out. Y'all sleeping on that because that shit's fire.
Already.
Daddy Go on there. You got Dead Prez, my man from Dead Prez on there. Couple of, you know, Shanae Wilson's on there, man. It's a dope album, bro.
Already. And definitely we also got to give a big shout out to Melrose Stacks, you know what I'm saying? One of the baddest females in the game right now. You know what I mean? She out here doing her thing.
Let me tell you my Melrose Stacks story. So listen, I've been peeping her for a second, right?
Okay.
So maybe about a week or two ago, I'm riding through downtown. I'm, you know, about to go handle some business, and I hear her voice.
Okay.
I said, pull over the car. You know what I'm saying? Pull over the car. So I go check her and I go talk to her. And me and Melrose Stacks about to make some power moves, man, because I really believe, like, as a female artist, she got that it factor. So salute to you, Melrose Stacks. You already know what we gonna do. We gonna make big things happen. You dig? Like, I'm back on the scene, Honcho. Like, I'm about to gather some artists up, man. I'll make a power move. And we gonna make some noise. You dig?
All right, and I'm definitely I'm definitely all for it, man. I'm definitely all for it for sure. You know, so because again, you know, you have definitely been out here in the game for a minute, and like I said, ever since I met you, man, I have definitely again have been just studying you, man, and I'm just like, wow, I am so like it's like they use the expression, you never cease to amaze me with the stuff that you do. So I'm just like, wow. So the more that I'm learning, the more that I'm learning from you, the more it helps me in my path and in my journey. And like you said, and then like you said,
culture, man, I can tell that's why you do it. You do it for the culture, man. You do it from the heart, from the soul. Right. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, shout out to my man Lord Fly.
Lord Fly was good.
Lord Fly be dropping me the jewels every day. Like, that's another guy that hosts and does what I do. Like, he's in a lot more places than I am. You know what I mean? Because I got my hands in so much other stuff. But Lord Fly is like everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Dropping jewels, no apologies, no regrets. You know what I'm saying? One of my personal brothers about to come with a book. You know what I mean? So shout out to him too, Honcho, because he does what we do and he's for the culture as well.
Exactly. Definitely shouts out to Lord Fly, you know what I'm saying? I definitely been watching him as well, and definitely he's a man on a mission, so I definitely support, you know what I'm saying, the black excellence behind it. So my first thing the first topic I want to get into with you is, you know, of course, is this whole Black Lives Matter movement. And I want to get your feedback, man, because again, being a pillar of the community, being somebody who has been around a long time and know this stuff, you know what I'm saying? How do you feel, or how does it make you feel to see all of this stuff transpiring and going on, and just, you know, really putting us at a point where we really are not in our normal life anymore? So how has that been for you?
All right, so, you know, this is kind of a touchy subject, all right? So on one instance, I'm proud to see my people wake up. You know what I mean? Because we have been asleep for a long, 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 long time. You know what I mean? Right. So it's amazing to me that after so many precious Black deaths, that we finally wake up. You know what I mean? But, you know, you got to do your research on everything is not what it seems. You know what I'm saying? Like, respect to the Black Lives Matter movement, but at the same time, you got to understand that it's being run and being funded by some people that are very nefarious. You know what I'm saying? You got, you know, being supported by George Soros. So in these days and times, man, the powers that be, whatever you want to call them, like, you know, motherfuckers like to call Illuminati and all that shit, man. But it's really a shadow government, a deep state, a collective of people that are trying to control the planet. You know what I'm saying? And they are the ones who are controlling the Black Lives Matter movement. So in a sense, I'm glad to see my people waking up and that for us to making moves. You know what I mean? But what we gonna do with the moves?
Right.
You know, listen, we've been marching since slavery. You know what I mean? My parents were civil rights activists. You know what I mean? I come from Black Panthers. I come from civil rights activists. But what we gonna do with it? You know what I'm saying? And the key is economic revolution. Like today is Black Tuesday.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we should be supporting our own. Yo, we are the highest rated consumer in the world. We have $1 trillion+ spending power. You know what I mean? And so while we spending our money, and listen, the dollar stays in the hood less than 1 second. In the Jews' neighborhoods, 14. White people, 7. Chinese, 8. Less than 1 second in the hood. You know what I mean? We don't support our own. So it's now, if we want to rise up, let's support our own. Let's buy black. Buy black as much as you like. This, for example, what I got right here, man. This is a luxury brand that me and my brothers have called Grind Hard, Sleep Less. You can check us out at ghustle.com. Fuck Polo, man. Polo don't give a fuck about you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Ralph Lauren and motherfucking Tommy Hilfiger, they don't give a fuck about you. Louis Vuitton, Gucci, they don't give a fuck about you. Buy black. You know what I mean? We making dope clothes for you to come and support us. You know what I'm saying? Because we gonna support you. You know what I mean? So to get back to your question, the Black Lives Matter movement, man, I don't want to, you know, listen, I try not to knock anything. You know what I mean? I'm always positive, but at the same time, I do my research and I know who, you know, I know who's pulling the strings and shit. Right. So again, I'm happy for my people to wake up. But man, fuck Black Lives Matter. Really shit, real shit. You know what I'm saying? And not the instance of that Black Lives Matter because our lives matter. You know what I'm saying? But the instance that all lives matter as well, but our lives matter especially. But fuck them for trying to damn play the narrative and control the narrative, man. That's just some bullshit. That's just me.
I definitely, and you know what? And again, this is why I say this is a show that, you know, there's no judgment, there's no shade being thrown. You know, speak how you feel, because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, we all know what's going on and we all are seeing it for ourselves. And so it's up to us on how we interpret it, how we take it, how we perceive it. You know what I'm saying? It's not, we can't come out here and just, you know, dog somebody else for how they view certain things, because that's not how the world is set up. You know what I mean?
And so, listen, anybody that know me know that I love everybody. You did.
Right.
And so black power and black love don't mean there's hate towards everybody else. I just love my people more, and I want my people to rise up, and I want us to rise up in a positive way. You did. So like, I with the Black Lives Matter movement, I'm like, man, come on, man, like let's know who's controlling that. Even the NAACP was started by some Jews, brother.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? To control the narrative, man. Like, too many people have always controlled our narrative, man. We need to control our own narrative. You know what I mean? We need to be our own and do for ourselves, man. And that's nothing against anybody else, because like I said, every other culture, every other race looks out for themselves, man, except for us. We our own worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? As we talking about Black Lives Matter, you know what I mean? Look at Chicago, man. Chicago, over Father's Day, had the most record number of murders ever. And that's our own not killing each other.
Right. And you know what's so strange to me, man, is because, you know, we're so quick to say, oh, you know,
Melrose, we see you.
Melrose, what's good? What's good?
We were just talking about you, Melrose. I was just
about to say we were just talking about you. So my thing is this, man. You know, when again, being an African American man, you know, and being in this country and seeing the issues and the struggles and the down and the ups and the downs between the two, you know, it's through me, because I'm thinking to myself, how did we come so far from way back then to now, to where it's like, you know, it's pretty much like they say, it's a cold world here, and it's deep throat, you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, it makes me feel bad when I have to hear about certain situations that come to me, especially when it comes to the millennials aspect of it. You know,
Right.
you have the younger generation out here who are witnessing this and who are seeing this. And me, again, being a millennial, it's like when I see this, it's like, yo, it breaks my heart, because it's like, yo, our world should not be this way. We should not have to live this way. We should not have to feel like we have to be afraid for our lives every time we step outside, you know, or every time we go somewhere. And I was just telling somebody the other day, you know, about, and matter of fact, we was having the same discussion. I was just telling them, they was just like, they don't understand how people can be so judgmental and so crucial. But one thing that I've been told my whole life is that, you know, you got to learn how to take constructive criticism. Not all constructive criticism is bad. You know what I'm saying? Because eventually you're going to look within yourself and you're going to find out, okay, you know, maybe there is some things that I need to change within myself. So let me go and fix that. But another thing, people be so quick to want to jump on you in your case, in your situation, but yet they're not taking the moment to reevaluate themselves and to say, okay, you know what, you know, I'm always getting on them, but let me check myself too. So I feel like it's a difference between the two. You know what I mean? I feel like people get it twisted when they always want to come for you and say, oh, you can't do this, or you can't do that, or, you know, you can't post this, or you can't post that. It's like, again, like I've been told, you know, I feel like we only get one life. You know what I mean? You only get one life to live. So why should what someone else say affect or determine how the rest of your life is going to pan out?
Right. So let me say this. Slim Intuition, what up? Salute. We were just talking about
Slim Intuition was good.
So listen, really, man, you know, I come from a different generation. I'm twice older than you, and I ain't afraid to show. I'm not afraid to tell my age. I'm 48, my brother, and I look good to be 48. You did.
Hey, listen, you know what's crazy? Because it's crazy because people been asking me that, because they know that I know you and they know I'm in cahoots and they know that I teamwork with you and stuff. And they was like, yo, how old is your man? I'm like, listen, to be honest with you, I don't even know. So hopefully we'll get that response.
I tell people right now, because I'm glad to be 48, man. I'm wise. I look good. You're going to wish you looked this good at 48. You know what I mean? I take good care of myself, man. And, you know, I've been through some things. And it's really up to millennials and y'all. It's really up to y'all to make this change, man, and to make a change in our culture and in this world. You know what I mean? Because you said something real good, like, how do we expect people to respect us and to love us if we don't respect and love ourselves?
Right.
You know what I mean? It goes back to what I was talking about in Chicago and us self, you know, like, we our own worst enemy, man. Like, yo, on some real shit, big ups to my gang niggas. You know what I mean? I don't promote that shit. But Blood, Crip, Gangster Disciple, Vice Lord, y'all niggas is battling each other. But you know what I mean? You fighting over territory that even yours.
Right.
You know what I mean? Impress me and let's go take back what's ours. You know what I mean? We quick to run up on each other, but like the true enemy, we ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? We quick to run up on people that's of our own color and our own nature instead of going to fight the real enemy. But it's up to your generation and the generation after that. Like Whitney Houston said, rest in power. The children are our future. You know what I'm saying? And I got 5 kids, 2 boys and 3 girls, and I try to teach them that y'all are the future. That it's up to y'all to take this into y'all hands, man, and really through this music, you know what I mean? Because this is the platform that we're speaking on. This hip hop was made by us. You know what I'm saying? And if we don't hurry up and quick and take a hold of it, they gonna take that too. You know what I'm saying? Right, they are already doing it by feminizing niggas wearing dresses and shit and acting feminine. You know, they don't want the black man to show his aggression because that's how this culture was started. Hip hop and rap, which is the element of hip hop, and let's get that straight. You know, and rap is an element within this culture of hip hop. You know what I mean? Which is breakdancing, graffiti, and DJ and rap. You know what I'm saying? And the whole and knowledge is the lost element. Through this music, it's up to y'all to make a change, man. Start saying stuff that's meaningful, man. The drugs, the women, the bullshit y'all talking about, that shit means nothing, man. Take it back to the essence. You know what I mean? And be social. Right now, hip-hop should be a social commentary to this movement.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It's telling what's really going on and what's really happening. You know what I mean? Like, and rap should be that driving force within hip-hop to tell what it is.
Right. You know? I agree. Now let me ask you this. Not to cut you up, but let me ask you this. So you know, as it relates to this culture, you know, you have, you know, we all came up at different eras, you know, we all came up at different eras, you know, of time and things of that nature. But what I want to know from you, again, you know, being, you know, who you are, is what era or what era do you feel has been the most well, I ain't gonna say popping, but has really cultivated the world? What would you say, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, or the 90s, or the 2000s?
In what sense? I mean, in what sense do you mean? In the music?
Yeah, as far as music, or you know, yeah, as far as music wise, yeah.
So, I mean, listen, man, to keep it a band, you know, the 80s and the 90s, that 20-year gap was just the golden era of music, period. You know what I mean? But I want to, maybe the most influential and political might have been in the late 60s. You know what I'm saying? With your Marvin Gaye's and your, you know, and all those brothers, when music really was saying something, you know what I'm saying? But the 80s and the 90s, whoo, was serious.
Listen,
you know,
and see the reason and that's another thing, the reason I asked you, because I'm a 90s kid. So, you know, being a part of that 90s era and just hearing all the different genres and seeing the different artists coming out the woodwork, I'm just like, wow. And I feel like that's one of those things for me growing up as a kid. You know, I have family who was into the music just as much as I am. You know, I have, matter of fact, I have someone that's in the chat right now. I'm not gonna say who that person is, but there's a person right now that's in my chat that, you know, she's been, you know, doing her thing for a minute too, and I've been learning a lot from her as well. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to my, you know, I said I was gonna put it right there on front, but shouts out to my godmom in the building. You know what I'm saying? And
that's so, what's up.
Yeah, lover of music. That's my godmom. So definitely shouts out to her. But I get back to saying this because, you know, again, you know, my father, my mom, you know, they all grew up around the 60s, the 70s, the 80s era, you know, and it's because of them that has allowed me to gain this much wisdom and knowledge when it comes to music, to know what music was all about back then compared to now. Because I feel like right now, I mean, I'm not saying that the music right now is bad, but I feel like if we went back to the real substance of music, which had that more of a feel good story to it, then things, I feel like things will be a whole lot better. But like you said, everything now is just, you know, gangs, drugs, sex, money, you know, women. And again, you know, if that's what you come from, then by all means speak, you know, feel free to do what you do.
But hold on, this is the problem. That is the only voice, you know what I'm saying? So once the corporate structure got a hold of it, so like you said, you was a 90s babies. And remember how it was just like, you had different roads on the highway, you had different lanes. Right now, it's only like one lane.
Right.
Like back then you had, you know, anywhere from your Public Enemy to your NWA, all across the spectrum and everything in between, your Tribe Called Quest. You had different voices that were speaking different things. Now it's pretty much everything sounds the same. Everything's the same. Motherfuckers saying Molly's Percocets, motherfucking bullshit.
Right. You feel me?
Listen, I'm not knocking this generation, because when I was young, I remember my mama being like, yo, cut that shit off. You know what I mean? I was listening to, you know, fuck the police, and you know what I mean, all that and all that, but it was political though. You know, saying something. And you know, and now it's not really no message in the music, man. It's just a bunch of gibberish.
Right.
Sorry.
Right. And you know, and again, that's why, and again, that's all to my point, because I feel like you said, everything is so gibberish now. It's like, what are you saying right now? Like, it's different from when you had somebody like Luther Vandross or Al Green speaking some real stuff. But for y'all to come out here and try to, you know, it's like they say, mixing the old school in with the new school. I don't think that that's really any competition at all, because I feel like, to me personally, and this is my own personal opinion, I always feel like the old school is gonna always win against the new school any day. And I said it because, again, old school music had real life situations, had real life topics. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I agree. So as far as like what you're talking about, okay, so like in the soul music, R&B music, the love and the romance got taken out. You know what I'm saying? Like when we used to sing about romance and love, and before you got to the bedroom, that was, you know, in our era. Now y'all just straight to, I'm fucking you tonight. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know?
Hold on. Now hold on. Somebody said, I disagree. There's a huge range from J. Cole to Lil Uzi etc. We can't discredit artists like Kendrick, J. Cole, Lil Baby, even drop Bigger Picture. Now listen, and that was coming from Rebecca. Now I will say this, like me and my man has been saying, we're not discrediting anybody. We're not saying that J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Lil Baby, Dub Baby, we're not saying that they're not doing their thing. They are truly out here putting on for their city and doing what's best for the culture. Now,
but it's not enough. It's not enough of them. That's
right.
The point we're trying to make. It's not enough of them. It's not enough of these young brothers. It's not enough. It's not enough Kendrick Lamar. It's not enough J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? And really, let's get on that. Let's get on J. Cole. Here he is out of Fayetteville, out of North Carolina, and we here in North Carolina don't even support him like that. You know what I mean? Rhapsody, the female version of J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? She put out 2 dope albums, and I'm she couldn't even get played in her own state, which is crazy.
Right. I agree.
So we're not discrediting those that are doing it. What I'm saying is just not enough. When I say it's not enough, we're talking like a good 10%, 15%, as opposed to 85 to 90% of drug dealing, my hood, and nigga, I'm gonna run up on you and shoot you.
Right,
and,
exactly.
I mean, all that bullshit. You know what I mean? It's just not a balance.
Right.
I'm not mad. I just need a balance.
Right. Now let me ask you this. Speaking on balance, now again, being in the industry that we're in, as the artists and the promoters that we are, things of that nature, wherever hat you wear. Now, how do you feel about the female industry when it comes to the hip hop game? Because now the women are taking over. They're now stepping into this male dominated sport, this dominated field, to where now they're blowing up. So what I want to know from you is, as the Mr. Carolina Hip Hop himself, I wonder, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about the women now stepping into this field and taking over and really doing suppressing numbers that even the guys are doing?
I love it, but at the same time, and it's only right, because women are the mothers of civilization. Without them, there would be no me or you. You know what I mean? Love my women, especially my black woman, because she's the mother of civilization. Without her, there would be nothing. But this is the problem, and this is the issue: is you don't have to sell your titties and ass or be sexual in order to get those numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But in case, the way the music business is set up, it makes it seem like you do. You know what I mean? But I come from an era when Queen Latifah was that thing. You know what I'm saying? I came from an era when MC Lyte with bars was that thing. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Big ups to Big ups to Cardi B, because I watched where she came from. You know what I'm saying? And even though she does what she does, she still has an intellect. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so my point is, I got 3 daughters, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so I just want people to be held more accountable to watch the young girls that are watching you. You know what I'm saying? Because we need to be raising queens and not hoes and thoughts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
I want them to understand that they got little girls watching them that wants, like, too many our black women have been objectified too much, bro. You know what I'm saying? Have been objectified. There's video holes and just like in a whole culture, like, and that's what's selling right now. Your Meg Thee Stallions, your Nicki Minaj's, your city girls. Listen, nothing against that, but that's like stripper culture. It's like stripper rap to me. You know what I'm saying? Again, I need a balance. Give me a balance. Right. Give me a little bit more Rhapsodies. Give me a little bit more Jean Grays. Give me a little bit more Bahamadia from back in that day. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of female rappers that are dope, you know what I'm saying, that are not getting their just cause because it's about titties and ass. And this is a fact. Since Melrose Stacks is in this chat. Me and Melrose Stacks, if she's still in here, me and Melrose Stacks had a conversation, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I was telling her, like, yo, you know what I mean? She was like, what kind of direction do I want to go? I see these other chicks, doing the sexual thing and I'm like, yeah, I dig that. And you can show that aspect of you, but you got bars. You a queen. You know what I'm saying? Show that queenness and show these other young ladies that you a queen and show that aggressive nature and show that. You know what I mean? Because she's very political. She, we had a conversation where, we're still talking about Breonna Taylor. Listen, it's just women, period, man. It seems like, let's go back. I'd like to skip around. Let's go back to the movement. You did? And I see you, Melrose. I was just talking about the conversation we had, you know what I mean, about being a queen, and the queendom, and you're going to build a queendom, you know what I mean, and be a positive. Like,
hold on, real quick, not to cut you off, but shouts out to Too Real. He said Lauryn Hill is another big pioneer in the game.
No doubt.
I agree.
No doubt, Too Real. No doubt. Lauryn Hill's a big effect. But to go back, see, women, period, man, have not got their just due. Like, here we are, and this is something me and Melrose was talking about. Here we are with this movement, and everybody's talking about George Floyd, and all this. What the fuck about Breonna Taylor, brother? You know what I mean? Right up in Louisville, Kentucky, they have yet to find her killers. Ran up without a warrant and killed this young lady. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's up to us as black men to look out for our women and to shape our women and to let our women be queens instead of hoes, my brother. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is. And so, listen, I'm happy that the females are taking the game. I've always wanted the female to have a more just doing hip hop, because they always been right there by our side in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But to have a stripper culture, which is what corporate America wants, you know what I mean? They don't want to see us in powerful positions, especially the woman, especially the black woman, because, you know what I'm saying? With nobody will play my song though. And see, but that's just the way the system is set up, and we got to fight that system. Right. We got to tear down that system.
Right. Now let me ask you this, and this is one of the things that I feel like you could definitely touch on. Now, when it comes to the young and up and coming artists that are out here doing their thing, and that's you know, in this field trying to come up, what advice can you give to the young people out here that are really trying to push themselves and push the envelope for them to be able to succeed in this field? What advice do you have for those young and up and coming artists?
All right, I'm gonna drop a jewel. This is game that is to be sold and not told. I should be getting paid for this, but for you, I'm gonna drop jewels. This is the number one problem, but in this music game, period, that people get it misconstrued. You need to be a 90% business. Business. Get your business straight. Have your copyrights. Have your publishing. No, listen. You need to study the game. If you're a doctor, you got to go to medical school for 7 years and learn the doctor game. If you're going to be a lawyer, you got to go read the law books. You know what I'm saying? It's no different in this rap game. Go and study those that did it. Know the game inside and out. Know music law. Know what a manager's supposed to do. Know what a producer. Know what every element in this game is supposed to do. Listen, it ain't shit to go to the studio and goddamn put it in the track, and you know what I'm saying, and put it out there. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing to do that. You know what I mean? But after that, what do you do?
Right, exactly.
And it's all about the business of this game. I tell people that all the time, and you see it all the time. It's 90% business, 10% show. I tell people all the time, listen, check this out. I can take a monkey, you know what I'm saying, teach him how to do his thing, but if I got a business machine behind him, he'll be the dopest monkey in the world. You dig?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But so many times, and this is North Carolina's number one problem is like, we got a plethora of talent around here, man, but nobody's on their business. Except for now. Like your age, you're millennials, and your Honcho J's and your brothers and your sisters are starting to be about their business and starting to understand that, okay, listen, now I got this song that I just got in the studio. Now I got to make sure I politic and get it on the radio. Now I got to do a video, because in your generation, everything is visual. You know what I'm saying? So now you got to show the visual. But the number one aspect is get your business straight. You know what I'm saying? So you won't be raped and pillaged like the rest of the artists, or most of the black artists that come before, not just rap artists.
Right.
You know, how many artists I can name so many artists, man, that ain't got shit. Tupac, one of the greatest rappers of our generation, man, died with nothing. You know what I'm saying? He made money really afterwards. But when he died, he ain't had that, man. When he died, he found out that, you know, his people found out his house was leased, chains was leased, cars was leased. He ain't own nothing, bro.
Wow. And you know what's so crazy? Because I'm just now, the fact that you're now just telling me that, like, I would have never known that. Because, I mean, not saying that I haven't done my research, but I've, you know, there are moments where I do, you know, search on different artists and different things of that nature. But I would have never known that everything that he had was strictly leased. So that's new news to me.
Right. See, listen, most of these cats you see out here on this TV screen ain't got shit. They don't own that. It's very few, you know, like I can name, you know, a few people that, you know, that own their stuff at least to 90%. That own their stuff. But it's far few in between. But the rest of these rap niggas, man, ain't really, you know, they ain't really got nothing, man. They just making you think like they got something. They
right.
It's all a show. it's all cooning, boy. It's all song and dance, sucking and jiving.
Right.
And that's why I say, you ask me, I say, listen, man, for all you upcoming artists, and especially here in North Carolina, if we get about our business, then it's time for us to go. You know what I'm saying? But this is the problem. This is the issue. And just like anything in America, when we find out to get empowered, like Nipsey, you know what I'm saying? Nipsey Hussle, rest in power. You know, he was empowering himself. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of times we try to empower ourselves, and then we talk about empowering others. We already know what they're trying to do. They're trying to peel our cat back. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to
exactly.
Real shit. You know what I'm saying? And so for so long, and like that's why I said, man, during this COVID, man, I've been kind of reflecting and thinking, like, what am I going to do to put my point into this world? You know, for so long, I've been kind of like leery because I don't want a target on my back. But at this point, I'm like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to die for the cause, so I'm about to make power moves to put this thing out here, not just and only just, and use this hip hop and use this rap music as a forefront to do it.
Right, and I'm so glad you said that, because that brings me to my next point. You know, going back a little bit, you know, into, you know, everything that's been going on now, has that affected you in a way to where the stuff that's being done right now, have you put that into your music? Have you put that into, you know, the things that you're doing now to help with the change and create the change and continue to keep the change evolving?
Of course. Like, I'm using it as a momentum. Like, okay, so listen, I've been woke for a long time, bro. I was woke, you know, I've been around people, like I said, my people come from, you know, Geiks and Pan-Africanists, and so, you know what I mean, I come from a woke family. I kind of know the system and knows what's going on, but, you know, people always be like, man, Mr. Carolina Hip-Hop, Shy, you a conspiracy theorist, ain't no way our government doing this, or ain't no way they doing that, and I'd be like, yeah, but look, now I'm like a prophet, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And calling me all during the COVID, like, yo, bro, you said this is what it was. And I was like, I know. So what I'm trying to, like I said, what I'm trying to do is take this situation and use it as a momentum, you know what I mean? And deal with artists that are willing to talk about it and are willing to show it, you know what I mean? And put it out there and stand behind it and to make that change. It's like, listen, man, I've been on top of a mountain with a boulder, right? Trying to figure out how to push that motherfucker down. And I've been with my back to it, and I've had other people to come and push, but now it's starting to rock. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm going to use that momentum to push that boulder down the hill and make it roll and make it bust everything open, man, because nothing is what it seems. And that's what we have to realize, man, with this social media and the media that's going on, man. Like, even with this COVID shit, right? They using this to really... It's like the devil is a master of tricks, man. It's like he like look over here while he over here doing all type of shit. So during this COVID, notice this.
You're buffering on me, bro. You're buffering on me. I can't hear you.
All the shit that's going on. It's like they trying to have us COVID, coronavirus, and all this shit, while all this other crazy shit is going on and keeping your mind fucked up. You did.
Right, I agree. Now look, switching gears for a sec, I want to ask you about this. So, you know, with you know, you know, and I hate to keep sound like a broken record, but you know, with everything that's been taking place and everything that's been going on, you know, it's a lot of people out here that's hurt, that's broken, that's, you know, going through anxiety and depression and things of that nature. You know, so what can you say to the people out here that is watching, that are listening, that are going through that anxiety, that's going through that depression, that's going through that low self-esteem, that people that are really searching for answers that they feel like they don't have the answers to, and they feel like they don't know what else to do? What can you say to them that'll help them be more motivated and be able to push on more?
Health is wealth, my brother. Health is wealth. I will say that again. And when I say health, I mean all the way around. I mean spiritually. You got to start from within, inside. Build yourself up spiritually. Take this time, like even though I'm a strong person, I'm taking this time to build up my spirit. You know what I'm saying? And then with building up your spirit is building up your mental health. You know what I'm saying? So building up your mental health will build up your physical health. You know what I mean? And so like we really got to be vigilant, man, because the elite and the powers that be are poisonous, man, from the Monsantos to the food we eat, to the water we drink, to what we put into our bodies, even to what we visualize and put into our minds. Is poisonous. And so you have to be vigilant, man, and get your health right. You know what I mean? Whatever it may be to do that. But I say start from the inside, and that's your spiritual health. Whatever you believe in, Allah, Yah, Jah, learn to believe in something. You know what I'm saying? And because that gives you some type of substance to be able to manifest and to move within this world. Because we living in trying times. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to be really strong on the inside in order to be stronger on the outside. So
Right.
I would, all my people that's watching and people that I know that deal with it, is like health is wealth. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right. Especially us as a culture. You know what I'm saying? We the most unhealthiest eating people in the world. You know what I mean? We'll put anything in our mouths. You know?
Right.
And
yeah, for sure.
I come from a old school where my people used to say, you are what you eat. You know what I'm saying? And it is so true. So if you eating a bunch of McShitties and Burger King and Kentucky Fried Chicken and all that bullshit, then that's what you are. You're a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So health is wealth. You know what I mean? Like, I promise you, anybody that's even on this live and you go tell somebody else, change your health and how you eat for at least a week and watch how your whole being will change. I promise you.
I agree. Now, kind of going back just a few steps. Now, you mentioned you have 3 daughters, and you know, I'm sure that you know your daughters they see everything that you do. Now, what is it that you tell them, or what advice do you give them being in this world, and for them to see what they're seeing? How are they dealing with this? Basically, is what I'm trying to say. How are they dealing with everything that's going on with the COVID and, you know, the Black Lives Matter movement? I mean, what is as a father, how are you helping them, you know, get through this process?
So, you know, first of all, I'm teaching them, and I'm gonna be vulgar about it. I'm teaching them the power of their pussy. You know what I'm saying? This is what I mean by that.
Okay.
This is what I mean by that. Is that the woman, listen, the woman possesses the power, but what's in between her legs is the power of the universe. You know what I mean? Like, to keep it real, everything I did was because of a woman. I went and got my hair cut and got fresh because of a woman. I went and played football. I did this because of a woman. I got a fresh car because of a woman. I'm always, you know, every man, 90% of men is just impressed to do everything for a woman. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm trying to teach them their value as a woman and how they are, and to know their value in this society as a woman. Because, like, not just as a Black woman, but as a woman, period. You know what I'm saying? Because this society, man, degrades the woman or devalues the woman. And again, none of us would exist without the woman. You dig? So through this whole time, I've been, you know, just making them understand the power they have as a woman, man, and to know who they are as a Black woman. You know what I'm saying? Because as a Black woman, you know, it's scientific fact, man, that the Black man and the Black woman are the father and mother of civilization. It's really only one race. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
there is.
Black race, but it's the human race, and we started it. And so everything else is just an offshoot of us. And everybody else knows it except us. And
wow. This is good. That's
scientific fact. I'm not just saying that just to be saying it. Like, you can go research that everything comes from darkness. Everything comes from Black. Every color scientifically comes from Black.
Wow, this is good. If y'all are feeling this information, I need y'all to drop 100 in the chat. Drop the 100 emojis if y'all feeling this power right now, because this is really some good stuff. Now, another thing that I want to talk to you real quick about too is, with the economy being the way it is and finances being the way it is, how do you feel about it being set up to where now people are losing money, people are not making no money, and people are trying to find a way to, regain their finances and regain money. So what's your take on that? Because like I said, a lot of people have lost their jobs. A lot of people are not working. So what is your take on that? What advice can you give to the people that are not working, that's trying to make money, so that way they won't go out here and do nothing crazy?
Change your hustle. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a hustler.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'll sell ice to an Arab in the desert and tell him it ain't gonna melt. You did.
Right. Okay.
You got to change your hustle. Like, I'm a chef. You know what I mean? I'm a chef, and that's my trade, and that's what I do. I cook. But during this COVID thing, I had to change my hustle up. You know what I mean? I had to figure out how to make money otherwise, legally. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a man of many hustles, but that's my main hustle. And so, you have to figure out, sometimes just we as human nature, and it's human nature for us to get comfortable. You know what I mean? So if you spend all your life being a postman, and then they stop running the mail, you kind of like, damn, well, what I'm going to do? Well, figure out the hustle.
Right. I agree.
to do with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Reinvent yourself. You know, everybody, we've been locked down. You got all this time to just sit and figure out. You know what I mean? And this is one major thing I want to say is like with your millennial culture. Like, see, I come from a time when I had to go to the library and look up about 50 different books to find out what I needed to know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? While your generation can do this right here, bop, 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 and learn anything about the world. You know what I'm saying? I mean, anything. Right. You got the world at your fingertips. So with that being said, learn to change your hustle. Go research on the internet something else you can do. You know what I mean? You can make money online, set up an online store. You know what I'm saying? You could do all type of stuff, man. Just figure out, you know, and what's needed and what's in demand and supply it.
Right. I agree. I totally agree. I hope you guys are taking notes, because like I said, this is very powerful tactical information for real. All right, so next thing, going back to, you mentioned you was a chef. Now, how long have you been a chef, and how long have you been cooking, really?
Whoo! Listen, so I've been cooking since I was a jitney, since I was a youth, you know. You know what I mean? But professionally, about 20 years, man. I went to this is a cool story. So I used to be heavy. A lot of people, you know, who don't know me, maybe, you know, I used to be heavy in the music industry. I was an artist. I was signed to Capitol Records, and you know, deal didn't go well. I went to prison behind the dumb shit. When I got out, I went. My cousin was in Atlanta right when Atlanta was starting up, and I got a job with the Face Records. And my first job was dealing with an offshoot of one of the Goody Mob members, E.K. the Witch Doctor. He had this song called Hustle Holiday, and so I was going on the road with him or whatever. And so we had the Face Christmas party, and the caterers quit. Wow. And so I called my homies and was like, yo, let's cook for this party. So we cooked for this Christmas party. We did it up in, like, you know, in an hour's time. And so it just so happened that this chef from this culinary school, they called Le Cordon Bleu, which I'd never heard of. You know what I'm saying? And so he came to me and was like, yo, if y'all did that, you know what I mean, would you think about a chef career? I was like, man, I'm in the music business making six-figure money, man. What you talking about? Because at that time, it wasn't cool to be a chef. You know what I'm saying? So he offered me a full ride. I called my pops and was like, yo, you know, this dude from the Cordon Bleu, you know, offered me a scholarship. And he was like, nigga, if you don't take that shit, this is the motherfucking #1 cooking school in the world. Right. The world. And he said, you know, your grandfather always told you to always have a trade. You know what I'm saying? Always have a trade so you can fall back on. So, you know, I got out the music business, man, because at the time, you know what I mean, I was like, damn, you know, shit, it was just really rough, man. I was about to have my first child, and it was really rough in the music business. It was really rough in Atlanta, being from North Carolina. So I went to culinary school and did the shit at the same time. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's how I became a chef, and I started cooking professionally. I've been doing that shit about 15, 20 years. You know what I mean? And so I still do this music shit, but guess what? When I need something to fall back on, I can always go in the kitchen, or I can always whip up something and get this bread. Easy. Already. Okay. Well, I definitely respect that. And I definitely appreciate you for elaborating on that. Now, my other thing that I wanna know from you, again, man, you buffering. Hold on. All right, I can cook French, Italian. Yeah, we back. My bad. You know, people trying to call me and shit, but I can cook French, Italian, any type of thing, soul food. Not the slave food soul food, but the healthy soul food. I can do whatever, man. All right, now let me ask you this. So, you know, going back to the music for a second. Now, if you had to, you know, what up, Delani? What's going on? What's going on? But now, if you had to list your top 5 favorite artists of all time, past, present, future, you know, or whatever, you know, who would you, as Mr. Carolina Hip Hop himself, who would you go with in that top 5? Damn, Honcho, that's ooh, that's a hard one, bro. I know. Hey, listen. Again, you being who you are, I have to know, because again, you've been in this game for a long ass time. So it's like okay. Again, like I told you, I learned so much from you already. So it's like, thank you, brother. So it's like I want to pick your brain as much as I can, because this is, like I said, this is very powerful tactical information. So I gotta know, so that way, you know, I know next time whenever we are in conversation, or if somebody's in conversation with me, I can know, you know, this is what I'm able to, you know what I'm saying, to elaborate on. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do this for you. And I'm gonna put a disclaimer first. You know what I'm saying? Because see, a lot of people, when they do top 5 or top 10, top 20, they going on record sales and all that. I'm gonna just go on pure talent and what they did as in the game. That makes sense?
Right.
So in my top 5, Rakim Allah, the God, is number 1.
Okay.
And this is why. It's because he came at a time when everybody was doing stuff in one different way, and he changed it and flipped it and did it totally different. You know what I'm saying? And it forever changed the rap game. Right. So something that phenomenal, man, is just bananas. Number 2, knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everyone. KRS-One, the teacher, my number 2. Because what he spoke upon is still affecting this generation today. Like, you know, he had a song called where he put all the hip hop people together, and that song still resonates today. Like, we still self-destructing. You know what I'm saying? So he would be my number 2. Ooh, man. My number 3 would be I'm trying to keep it past and present. You know,
okay.
I don't want to do all old school because my whole top 5 could be all old school.
Okay. Yeah, you buffering on me. You bet.
My top 5 could be really all old school, so I'm gonna take the 2 old school lead, the number 1 and number 2, the old school. My number 3 would be Nas.
Okay.
Because he's another dude that came in and changed the game, changed the rap game when he came around. You know what I'm saying? With, you know, Illmatic and just his whole style, it changed everything. All right.
Okay.
Damn, man. Because I want to do it old and new. My number 4 would probably be, listen, North Carolina's own J. Cole, bro. Like, lyrically, what he's done and just his ferociousness and what he built from the ground up is fucking ridiculous.
I'm trying to tell you. Yeah.
Now recognize, again, I'm trying to make it old and new school, because like my top 5 could really be all old school, because, you know, to me, them were the niggas with the bars. But I got some people who in the new is dope too. So, and then my number 5 would be Kendrick, man. Kendrick, fucking amazing.
Right. Incredible.
Touch the surface of what he can really do. You know what I'm saying? And I think that he came out so powerful that he just taking a break there. But when he come back, and what he does is really gonna change the music industry.
Already, you know, and again,
my top 5 would be Rakim, KRS, would be Nas, J. Cole, and then Kendrick Lamar. That would be my top 5, and that's new. That's old and new.
Already. Okay. Well, I say definitely some very, very, very legendary names, and I appreciate you for, you know, giving us that top 5, because, you know, coming from one of the greatest, you know, OGs like yourself, you know, definitely are able to put that out there on the, you know what I'm saying, on the platform. You know,
I don't mean to cut you off. Let me say this, man. I appreciate you, brother, because, you know what I'm saying, you got respect for your just like I had respect for the people that came before me, you have respect for the people that came before you. So all the accolades you giving me, man, I appreciate it, man. I love you. I've been honored to be on your show to drop these jewels. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I look forward to working for you even more. You know, we're going to do some things beyond this. And as soon as this thing goes to back, we'll be somewhat normal. We're going to do our thing. But that's all I want to say, man, because that's another thing we got to get back to. Is like, your generation, listen, y'all can't do nothing without learning what happened in the excuse me, what happened in the past, because then you're going to repeat history. You know what I'm saying? Study this game. Study what Grandmaster Flash and them did. Study what Kool Herc, the inventor of this game, did. Study what those people did before, so you'll know what to do. You know what I mean?
Right. And, you know, and one thing that I can honestly say, man, and this is some real true stuff, man. You know, again, you know, when you and I talked about this, man, I told you, you know, I did not know or expect that the numbers that I was gonna get and the views that I was gonna get and the attention I was gonna get was gonna be to this degree. You
Remember,
know, and I've had.
I told you, I said, yo, Honcho, do it. You'd be surprised how it is needed. I told you it was needed. You were like, like, really? You think so? You know what I'm saying? And so for you to bring 7th day on the 77th show, which is the God numbers, you know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous. I think that we've done something epic here today, man. You know what I mean? And I'm proud of
and you know what? Right, and I appreciate it. And this is the thing that I was gonna say to you, man, because again, I've had so many artists that have come on this platform,
I've
and
watched. I've
and that
watched.
and that literally have just, again, like I say in every single show, they've always showed love, showed support, and it overflows me because I'm like, wow, for people that that didn't really know who Honcho J was, this for me, it started off with me going to just a simple show. And then I kept going and I kept going. And then people started to, see who I was. And then they started to, get familiarized with me. And now it's to the point where it's like almost pretty much now everybody knows now who Honcho J is. And to that point,
I was
to
just.
that point, to that
I look.
point, and
I
look,
don't
and
mean to
to
cut
that
you off.
point,
I read a day where somebody was like, "Yo, you see what the young dude is doing, Honcho J23." I was like, I just laughed because I was like, "That's my man." And yeah, but go ahead.
yeah, so Mel Rose, for example, me and her was having a conversation, just like how you heard. Me and her had a conversation. I was telling her, like, I am just so, like, words can't even describe, bro, like, how much joy that I do get when people do watch these episodes and they comment and they like and they are getting other artists that they know tuned into it because it keeps me busy. And at the same time, again, I've learned a lot already just from you alone and learn from them, and I've learned from them as well. But it's one of those things where, man, again, like you said, accolades.
Right.
I've had somebody, for example, Too Real. He's giving me all kind of names. He's giving me the Network King. He's giving me, the Honcho J Show. It's like the names they keep coming, and it's like at first I was like, okay, maybe one or two names, all right, cool. But now it's one of those things where now it's going global,
Right.
and
Right.
and to the point of I'm pushing up nearly on 80 episodes come this Friday. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, man, like
Wow.
with
I'm so proud of you, bro. I'm so proud of you, bro.
with the ideas and the creativity that I have and the things I'm trying to do, and then to be, like I said, to be at episode 80 coming this Friday, it just shows me that I can still do what I do and I can still push. And again, it's all because of y'all that helps me to be who Honcho J is. You know what I mean?
Listen, let me tell you something, brother. I love you because you remind me of me so much when I started. And it's kind of hard to do because you on the inside looking out. You know what I'm saying? So at times you might be like, man, like, like, is this really going on or is this really happening? But then once you step on the outside and people start seeing, giving you the accolades and saying, hey, man, I see what you're doing, then it becomes real to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when I first, after I became an artist and I started doing it, I was just like, and I was in a time when North Carolina really like wasn't showing no love, man. And I was like, nigga, fuck that. This is North Carolina, and this is what we do. And it took a while for people to catch on, but once they, people went back and was like,
I said,
but hold on, here we go.
Hey, look, real quick. It's saying we got 1 minute. Listen, let me in this. I'm gonna come right back so we can close this thing out the right way. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah. So y'all. So everybody that's sitting here right now. Yes, everybody that's sitting here right now, come right back because it's about to end. But I'm gonna come right back so we can finish this out, and then we're gonna call it a wrap. All right. So come right back, bro.
Salute. I'm coming right back.
All right, bet.
All right, bet.
All right, guys. There you have it. Episode 77 with my guest, Mr.CarolinaHipHop. We're gonna end this live because it says we have 1 minute, but I'm gonna come right back so we can finish it out. And I appreciate you, and I thank you guys for watching. This is Honcho J on episode 77, Independent Scene. Yeah.